you have to give it to some of these analysts, right? Because here I want to be skeptical. I always like listen to these analysts, in the Persian media and the suggestions that people have, and I'm like, well, you basing like how much do you really know? Like you're basing off leak information. Where did you get? Okay, WikiLeaks. Okay, like, but they kept on telling us that, oh yeah, Saeed Mohammed is gonna come. He's Khamenei's pick, and he's the guy who's gonna like. This is that time that the only person that had announced he's going to run was Dehqan, right? And then eventually, like Saeed Mohammed, like nobody, like who the hell is this guy? Nobody knows who this guy is, right? And hey, surprise, surprise, the same people that the analysts told us that Mujtaba has picked to become president came out and said that he's resigned from his position in IRGC and that he's going to run for presidency, right? And we're like, oh, wow, okay, so these people were right. But it's amazing because right after he resigned, he was rehired by IRGC as an advisor. So he's still connected to the IRGC, right? So here, by the way, right now, if you look at all the candidates that are available, that are running, like the vast majority of them, Ali, like, wait, I don't think like any of them haven't, like I can't think of any of them right now that haven't.
I mean, isn't there just one guy who's yeah, but go ahead.
Let me make this point. Like, no, it's not one guy. There's a whole bunch of them now, right? Last time we talked, it was one guy. Now there's a whole bunch. But they're all with IRGC. Like, there is no mullahs. There is just military guys, right? And no reformers yet, okay, have announced. No part of the religious authority, just military people. All right, it's amazing. Like, there's so many of them now, and all of them, like, I mean, wait, is there any of them that is not IRGC? I can't think of any of them right now that is not IRGC. And it's like, what is happening? Like, we're no hardliners, no reformers. Just, I mean, technically these are hardliners, but not like traditional like religious mullahs. It's just like every single one of them is connected to. Well, I don't know if every single one of them, but like it seemed like, except maybe Saeed Jalili, yeah, except maybe that guy. Every other one of them is like IRGC. Okay, so. And here's another interesting thing. Some people say, we'll see if they're right about this. People are like, this election is a joke. It's going to be Saeed Mohammed. Mujtaba Khamenei has picked it. His father is like almost openly endorsing this guy without mentioning his name based on everything he says. Like, he said the next president needs to be this, and this, and this, and this, and that. He needs to be young. He needs to be this. He needs to have said this. He needs to not have ever said anything like this. And we were like, looking at everybody, like there's nobody left other than Saeed Mohammed, right? So open, like he almost openly is endorsing him. People are like, he's already picked. The president has already been picked. Okay, so we'll see how good these analysts are. If it's not Saeed Mohammed, then we're going to be more skeptical about these predictions that these analysts have in the future. Right now, it's saying it's already picked by Mujtaba Khamenei. It's going to be Saeed Mohammed, right? Yeah. People are going to see the one thing that might completely throw out all these people's calculation out, is we want to see which one of the reformists are going to step in. Maybe Zarif, who is the foreign minister, right? Is he going to step in, right? Whether the head of the communication, Jahrami, if he's going to step in, right? So here's the trick. If you're one of the people, hardliners, that is more in line. So the hardliners are divided, right? People don't understand. There is a silent majority of hardliners that are against Khamenei, and nobody ever hears of them because they have been so heavily suppressed, right? So, yeah, but those people are always trying to like come and take the leadership back, right? But seems like Khamenei is going to win. I'm not sure though. But what was I saying? What was I saying about? Oh yeah, if a reformer runs, right? So if you're one of the people who's trying to see if you want to allow reformers in or not, because remember, Shura Nagahban, right? what do you call it? The guardian of the jurist, right? They have to allow who runs or not, right? Like, for example, Ahmadinejad wants to run again. A lot of people say he's not going to be allowed to run anyways.
Yeah, that's what you audition for. They do the auditions.
Yeah, they have to approve you like before you can run, right? So, and those are picked by Khamenei. So you can see Khamenei is basically filtering like who gets to be able to even run as president. Like, yeah, sure, democracy. But the thing is that they want to put a candy, like a piece of candy for people to come and vote, right? But sometimes, and the candy is a reformist that people like, right? They might put like a Zarif there. I mean, people don't like him, but they need to put something for some people, some that is not like a hardliner. They might put like I think they wanted to put Jahrami there, but he's maybe like a little bit too young, and he's 39. I think he's 1 year younger. Maybe he's not able to run, so I don't know. I heard that they might even bring one of Khomeini's grandchildren as a reformist. It's amazing because all of Khomeini's children and family have become reformists rather than hardliners. Things change.
Yeah.
But the risk is that every other times when they put the candy there for people to come and actually participate in the elections, the candy actually won, right? So they don't want that, right? So we're going to see if they're going to play with that or not, because this time so many people have promised not to participate in the elections. But they don't want the numbers. It's very interesting, Ali, because they want the numbers to be higher than United States. They want the liberal.
Typically, they are. The percentage of the turnout in Iran is usually pretty amazing. I mean, like,
but they brag about that so much that if it drops below that, it's going to be embarrassing. Another thing, Ali, you know that guy, Dehqan? Okay, so when no, the guy that you mentioned last time. Okay. So he was the first guy. He was the first guy that came out and like he said, like, I'm Iranian. Okay, he was a military person, and he's an advisor to Khamenei. Okay, so guess what? He's the first person that officially mentioned a coup, right? So he officially in his he had like a TV presence, and it was an interview, and in his announcement that he's running, he's the person that said, "Don't worry, it's not going to be a coup." And people are like, "Wait, what? A coup?" Wait, like what? Like the fact that they're mentioning that this is not going to be a coup means that they're responding. He made it official that the mentioning of this is a coup is a legitimate thing that people are saying, right? Because here's the thing:
this is a lot of people stuff from those movies like Dumb and Dumber, where someone comes in and they've been the guy just killed somebody, and they say, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" He's like, "Oh, nothing. I haven't killed anybody." Right?
Right.
It's like basic PR fail, yeah.
But like, here's the thing: like when you're consuming these analysts, a lot of them are anti-government, and you don't know if this is a coup. When people are like saying this is a coup, like, are they just saying something like to just get media attention, or they're just like exaggerating things, right? But when you have the advisor to Khamenei, right? Mm-hmm. And somebody that high up when it comes in the military efforts in Iran to come and says, here are the reasons why this is not going to be a coup. Then you know that, like, okay, wait, the coup allegations have some legitimacy behind them if this is the level that it's being addressed at, right? So, and an interesting thing is that this guy, okay, he might not even be seriously running. I don't know, okay? He might be paving the way for Saeed Mohammed, okay? Because he might be coming in to accept the first blow of like, wait a minute, what happened to not having military people as president? What happened to Khomeini's warning about don't let military people in politics, right? military people should stay away in politics. Maybe like he came in to test the waters, accept the first blow, normalize military people in politics a little bit, deal with all the criticism, tell people why this is not the thing Khomeini warned about before, because Khomeini is like God, right, in Iran, right? Like you can't be like saying something like, oh, you can't say Khomeini was wrong. No, that's not gonna fly. Nobody can say that, right? You can even say like I'm joking, but I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm not. You could get away with saying God is wrong more than you could get away with saying Khomeini was wrong. It's like, yeah, I'm excited.
Hey guys, if you want to join these streams live, get your comments and questions read by Ali and Armin and the guests, and most importantly, to get full access to the full video versions of all these episodes, become a patron. Link in the description below.